Hello, Capricorn, and welcome into your reading for the second half of September. So today we'll be taking a look at your jobs and career, love and relationships, and then life path and mission, as well as taking a look at what are the other big picture things that are going on. So a couple of the, big picture things happening on the 23rd, the sun enters Libra. So that's going to be about finding balance and kind of fairness and partnership. So you're really going to have this strong desire to try to keep the peace and trying to just reduce chaos in your life. Kind of the whole thing of, you know what, this is enough drama. I don't want the drama anymore. And then on the 29th, we have a full moon in Aries. That's going to be our harvest moon. And so that's where it's really a time to align with your mission, because you're going to have access to your conscious and your subconscious mind during that time period. So you can really kind of focus on what is it that you're the most interested in? Where do you want to be spending your time and your energy and your efforts? So to start us off with, we're going to pull a crystal card and see what crystal the universe is encouraging you to work with during the second half of the month. So we have Tiger's Eye, Celestial Gold Rebirthed. That's about courage, liberation, and healing the heart. So Tiger's Eye is a really pretty one. Actually, at my local shop, I have a bracelet that has hematite, and it's got some other stones in here, but it does have Tiger's Eye as well. So I like to wear this one to help ward off negative energies. So before we dive into those kind of three areas of your life for the second half of the month, let's go ahead and get an overall general energy reading for you. And as a reminder, we do still have a lot of planets in retrograde. The good thing is on the 15th, Mercury goes direct. So that's going to help alleviate some of these heavy energies and some of the tensions that you've maybe been experiencing, some technology issues, stuff like that, miscommunication, bad timing. And then it's going to actually be a kind of quiet second half of the month, because at that point, after Mercury goes direct, everything else is staying as it is. So we do still have Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, and Jupiter all in retrograde, but the next shift is going to be Pluto going direct on October 10th. So got a little bit of time there. So let's see. Overall, Capricorn, for your energy, we have the Chariot in reverse. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. The crystals are pentacles. And then we have the Eight of Acorns in reverse. So that's the Eight of Wands in reverse. So overall, this is with the Chariot in reverse, it's kind of a little bit of a sense of unbalanced energy and kind of some self-doubt and fear of being trapped and like you don't really have direction. So when the Chariot's in the upright, that's that fast-moving energy. Things are going favorably. You're overcoming those obstacles. But in the reverse there, it's a little bit of the opposite there. Like you don't really have much drive. Like I said, you kind of have that feeling or that fear of being trapped. Your Two of Crystals, which is your Two of Pentacles in reverse, is that feeling of having too many balls in the air. Like you're juggling too many things and you're just kind of like unorganized. And then your Eight of Acorns in reverse, so your Eight of Wands in reverse, is about bad timing and some chances that were missed and some kind of slowness to life. So, and that went fun. So overall, it seems like there's kind of a little bit of that sense of you're struggling to find your direction. And so hopefully we can see some other cards and see if maybe we can pick out some areas to look at or work on. And remember, with that Tiger's Eye, if you can get that courage, liberation, and healing the heart, that can help with some of these feelings of stagnation and that you don't really know where to go. You don't really know what to do, and you feel like you've had some missed chances and some bad timing. So let's take a look here and see what's coming up for you with jobs and career. In the recent past, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, current energy is the Five of Wands in reverse, and the next level of energy is the Devil in reverse. So I know all these have come up in the reverse, but just so you know, when I shuffle, I do it where I spread them out like that, and they're all twisted in together, and so it's just purely coincidence that they're all coming up in reverse, or not coincidence, but they're like that, not because I just picked up the deck holding it the wrong direction type of thing. So with your Six of Pentacles in reverse, there's been a little bit of maybe some dishonesty or some stinginess from a work perspective, maybe, and looking at like expecting some sort of payback. So if you were doing something nice at work, maybe you were kind of doing it, giving the impression that, oh, I'm doing it just to help out, but really you weren't doing it just to help out. You were wanting something in exchange for that, or you were wanting recognition. But you are moving into more of like a peaceful state right now with some resolution and working on some solutions from a job perspective or from a career perspective. And the next level of energy coming in is the sense of like independence and self-control and freedom, like this empowerment energy. So if this is the progression that's resonating for you, that, with your Six of Pentacles in reverse, that things just weren't really feeling good work-wise. Maybe they were being dishonest with you. Maybe, that type of scenario where the company wasn't being very generous with you, but you started looking for solutions, and now you have this sense of freedom. So that's something that looks like it's coming through for you, that you're making a breakthrough. So with this sort of stagnant energy over here where you felt like you didn't have much direction, it looks like the direction might be coming in. So from a timing perspective, let's take a look at when does that, this Devil energy where you're feeling free and where you're feeling empowered, and that when are we thinking that things will be turning around from a work career perspective? Let's take a look at that. The fall. So that's good. That's right around the corner. So this won't be a long time progression there. It looks like it's happening pretty quickly for you. All right. Let's take a look at love and relationships and see what message is coming through for you. Okay, in the recent past, we have the High Priestess in reverse, currently sitting in Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords in reverse is the next level of energy. So the High Priestess in reverse is, there's been some uncertainty and some secrets in the past with your relationship. You are being moved into this, like, you're currently in this consistent, loyal type of energy. So even though there has been some secrets, you're still staying loyal, you're staying consistent, you're still being present there. And then the next level of energy that you're being pushed into is kind of that sense of exhaustion and frustration. So because of the fact that there's been secrets, but you're really trying to, wait it out, you're trying to see how things go, you're trying to stay fully in the relationship and committed in the relationship, but it is leaving you with that sense of being burned out. Like, why am I trying? Why am I doing all this forgiving? Kind of that, I'll call it what's in it for me type of situation. And even going with like the missed chances that, maybe you feel like there were some missed chances where the other person could have shown up and they didn't. And so it's kind of leaving you confused and kind of that dull energy of, wait a second, why aren't things better than they are? So let's take a look and see, what does the next, we'll call it 3 to 6 months, have in store? Like, what's the next level of energy after this burnout? Like, what comes after the burnout? Is it going to be things kind of like moving on? Are things going to be getting better? What's our next level of energy after that burnout? Queen of Cups and Three of Swords. So the Queen of Cups energy is, there's this kindness and compassion, but then the heartbreak energy is the next one, and this feeling of sorrow. So it seems like even though you're burned out, you're still coming back. You're still coming back with that positive, kind, loving energy, and then it burns you again. So it seems like this is a little bit of a looping cycle here for you in terms of the relationship standpoint. So that's something that, nothing is set in stone, and free will does. And the death card was the one that flipped. So with the death card, that doesn't necessarily mean the relationship is ending, but something has to give. Otherwise, you're just going to keep looping. So the death card can be the death of this cycle of just endless compassion, endless kindness and care and loving. It could be the death of that sort of mentality. It's like trying to balance your inner masculine and inner feminine. So you're sitting here very much in this feminine energy. Even with your Page of Pentacles, how you have that loyal, consistent energy, and you kind of end up getting burned out, and then you come back with kindness and compassion, and you're caring, and then you get burned out, get your heart broken, and there's some sorrow associated with that. So how do you end that cycle? And some of that's about setting maybe some firmer boundaries, maybe really evaluating the relationship of, does it make you happy? Is it something that can be salvaged, or are you in the relationship just because that's where you've always been? So, all right. Your last level, we're looking at life path and mission. So in the recent past, we have the Hierophant. Current energy is the Ten of Cups in reverse, and the next level of energy is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So in the recent past, it's kind of been this traditional, within the box type of thinking. The Hierophant is also about like a teacher or a mentor, sometimes a religious leader or a guru. So maybe you were so it could be like that you were on that path of thinking, okay, this is the school of thought that I'm following or that I'm studying. And then your current energy, though, with this Ten of Cups in reverse, that's about trouble at home, like family feuds, maybe some separation. So it could be that this is distancing, or it's in contradiction to your family life or your relationship. And so it creates that disharmony. And you've been trying to kind of pair the two of them up, and that it's maybe just not quite coming together as smoothly as you would like. So the next level of energy is this setbacks and delays in feeling like your life path is unfolding the way that you had wanted it to. So this is kind of about like bad luck and misfortune. And so going along with the other overall energy that you have right now, where it feels like there's this lack of direction, lack of drive, imbalanced energy, it seems like, up here you have, like, from a job perspective, you are getting that freedom to be able to move in the direction that's making you happy. But it almost seems like these two paths are intertwined, where, this is your life path and your current relationship are not fueling each other. It's almost kind of like they're maybe causing some issues. So when you're doing what you think is on your path, it's creating disharmony at home, and maybe it's pulling you away from a time, like timing wise. But let's take a look at some of these oracle cards and see what other information we can gather from here. All right. It's time to take action. And I would say that's going up here, because this cycle of continuing to give and then be disappointed and have your heart broken is not sustainable. And that's going to cause you a lot more distress. So let's take a look at this. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. And some of it could be a matter of, if you're assigning blame, that, oh, well, I'm doing all of this and you're not participating, so keep yourself out of the blame game as best you can, because that usually doesn't help anyone. Okay, let's take a look at this oracle deck. I have to come up with a name for it. This is the deck that I've created, and I finished creating it over the weekend. You're stronger than you realize. So some of it, in terms of breaking this cycle, you are stronger than you realize. Let's take a look at timing-wise of when it looks like this looping cycle is going to be broken. When you stop focusing on it. So some of it is when you're sitting here in this kind, compassionate energy, sometimes that creates a scenario where all of your time, all of your energy, all of your attention is poured in here trying to make it better, trying to fix it. And what it's doing is masking the fact that the other person really isn't showing up. Or it can also be a situation where you're not giving them the space to be able to show up because you have poured so much into the relationship that you're kind of doing all of it. And there's not really an opportunity for them to do it. Like you're not giving them the space to do it. So in terms of breaking the cycle, once you stop focusing so much attention on it, that cycle is going to start to dissolve, or, that lesson is going to be learned. And when you focus more on you and getting some of these pieces in place, some of this positive energy here is going to transfer over into your relationship. And it's either going to help make it better or illuminate it for you that that's really not the situation you want to be in. So remember this month to work on your courage, your liberation, and your healing the heart. So, heal that broken heart and really make sure that you're putting yourself first. So you'll get out of this cycle once you stop making it a priority. And sometimes that is enough to heal some of those wounds to help you move forward. So I hope today's reading has been helpful for you, Capricorn. And if this is something that you think somebody else could benefit from, I would welcome you to share it with them. There's a number of new videos that have posted on the page and then some upcoming ones. So if you want to make sure to be alerted as to when those new videos are posted, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time, bye-bye.